Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Today, TMZ released video footage of Ray Rice punching his girlfriend at the time in the elevator. And as everyone knows, quite some time ago, there was video footage released of Ray Rice dragging his girlfriend from the elevator. And based on common sense and based on what many people assumed and knew from at the time, people said that he knocked her unconscious, and that's just obvious, just based on common sense. But today, there is no need for speculation. We have the video footage of what actually occurred, not only in the elevator, but in the hallway in front of the elevator before they got on board the elevator. So there's footage of Ray Rice's fiance walking by him. And it looks like he is actually spitting at her, spitting in her face. And she turns around and she taps him with her hand and she proceeds to walk to the elevator. And Ray Rice follows her. They get on the elevator and Ray Rice spits in her face again. He proceeds to spit in her face. And then he hits her. And then after he hits her, she approaches him. And then he hits her so hard that he knocks her to the ground. And before she actually hits the ground, she hits her head on a rail inside of the elevator. She hits the ground and then she's knocked unconscious. Now, after this video was released, the Ravens decided to release Ray Rice. They decided to terminate him. And the NFL decided to put him on an indefinite suspension. And I'm glad that they did so. This man deserved it. He earned his suspension. He earned his termination from his position. And he's real fortunate that he didn't face a serious punishment by the court system for what he did, for his crime. And I was reading this New York Times article, and it's clear from reading that article that the only reason why this man did not face serious jail time is because his fiance, she later became his wife, because she did not testify. That's the only reason why this man got away with his crime. And basically, he's has to go through court supervised counseling, and he's basically getting a slap on the wrist from the court system. And before this video was released, he got a slap on the wrist by the NFL, and the Ravens basically did nothing. Despite knowing that this man knocked out his fiance, the Ravens did nothing. In fact, they put out a tweet of a statement saying that his fiance apologizes for her role in the whole incident. That was their response initially. And they want us to actually believe that they did not have access to this video footage. I question whether or not they had access to that footage. I question whether or not the NFL saw the footage. They claim that they didn't see the footage until today. I question that. And I question the fact that they gave him a slap on the wrist initially. The only reason why that man is suspended indefinitely is because that video helped fuel a lot more of the frustration and anger directed towards the NFL. It fueled public condemnation of Ray Rice and the NFL, so they had to take action as soon as possible. It's all about maintaining a public perception or, public relations. That's all that it's about. It's not about justice. It's not about, doing the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing. It's all about money at the end of the day. And it's a shame that the NFL did not act, that they did not take harsh action against this man sooner. It's a disgrace. And the Ravens really should be ashamed of themselves for waiting to a video is actually released before they took any action. I mean, people are punished for lesser offenses. They receive harsher punishment for lesser offenses. You know, for using substances, for instance. They have received harsher punishments than, you know, their initial punishment that Ray Rice received. And it's a disgrace and a shame, you know. And I'm glad, you know, regardless of how it came about, I'm glad that they finally did the right thing by terminating this man. You know, they're sending a message that says that black women matter, that women matter, that you can't treat women like garbage and expect to maintain a job with the NFL. And, you know, that's a great thing. But today I was online reading the comments to some of these articles about Ray Rice. And I must say that I was disappointed by a lot of the comments that I saw. You know, there were a lot of women actually defending Ray Rice. There were a lot of women actually rationalizing his conduct, actually trying to justify what he did. And then there were a lot of people that attacked the woman. You know, they attacked her because they said that she was a gold digger, that she, you know, they kept bringing up the fact that she decided to marry this man even after this incident occurred. Many people don't understand, you know, why somebody would do that. But if you know any basic information about domestic violence, you understand that people who are abused, they often protect their abuser. They often defend their abuser. They often remain loyal and faithful to their abuser. So this is nothing new. This is not anything that's out of the norm. This is something that regularly occurs among people who are victimized by domestic violence. And, you know, this whole attitude that people have, you know, this utter contempt that they have for this woman who was knocked unconscious is sickening. It's disgusting. And it's a reflection of how little this society values black women. And the worst thing about it is that black people, many of us don't value our women. We actually have contempt for our own women. And that is disgusting. And the thing that's even worse about that is that some of our women hate black women more than these men hate black women. It's outrageous. It is truly sickening. And this kind of attitude, this misogyny, is not only reflected in these types of comments, you know, with respect to this whole Ray Rice incident. It's just reflected in the society as a whole. You know, it's reflected in the music that we listen to. You know, songs that say, these hoes ain't loyal. You know, songs that say, bitches ain't shit. You know, those types of things that are popular mantras that we hear in today's music. It reflects this sick mentality that has infested our minds. And I'm going to close on this note. I hope that people do not begin to rally around Ray Rice. I really do. I hope they don't. You know, I hope that they don't turn this Ray Rice incident into some kind of racial rallying point. This is not some conspiracy of the white man. This man, Ray Rice, knocked a woman unconscious. And he should be punished for that crime, plain and simple. And anyone else, any other member of the NFL should receive similar punishment for committing such a brutal crime. They should be punished. This is not some issue where somebody's conspiring against this man. This man conspired against himself by knocking this woman out. And the thing that really makes this whole thing, even more disturbing is the fact that Ray Rice had a campaign here in Baltimore against bullying in school. He went to different schools or made statements discouraging bullying. He did anti-bullying campaigns among the young people. But now the young people see that this man is a hypocrite because he bullied his own fiance. He abused his fiance. And it's sad that, the youth had to see this guy do these types of things. It's a shame that he's let down this whole community. He's let down all those young people who took his words seriously about anti-bullying. So that's one point that I want to make before I close, and then I'm going to finish on this note. Going back to what I said about some of the women who defended Ray Rice in the comment section. Sadly, there are some women who support this type of behavior. Unfortunately, there are some women who are attracted to men who engage in this type of behavior. They are attracted to men that are aggressive and violent. They see those men as being real men. And, that's truly sickening and truly disturbing.